Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to Crime Review 47, and in this WTF series, we're having a look at Abner Krill, aka the Polka Dot Man, since he has appeared in the recent The Suicide Squad movie. Honestly, props to DC Comics for giving the lesser known character some spotlight in this film. He is not to be confused with The Spot, a similar looking character which I have reviewed in the past. Anyways, the Polka Dot Man first appeared in Detective Comics number 300 back in 1961. In this first issue appearance, Batman and Robin are out on another patrol when they suddenly see a couple of thugs entering a cleaning plant at night called Spot. As the dynamic duo show up, they easily stop these bad guys when, all of a sudden, a villain introducing himself as Mr. Polka Dot appears on the scene. And this is where we get our first glimpse at his abilities. He's able to grab a dot from his body and throw it until it grows into a giant saw that cuts a blanket and traps Batman and Robin long enough for him to make his escape. Once he is outside and the dynamic duo are able to catch up to Polka Dot Man, he throws another dot and it grows into a flying saucer. As he flies off, he explains that he can control this giant dot with the panel on his belt. Later, he explains that the way his dots work is that they are neutral in his suit, however once they leave his body they are controlled with wires that stem from his suit. They also disappear after he is done with them so as to not leave any evidence behind. Honestly, this is a pretty cool concept that could be further used in DC animated shows or movies since it's a very cartoony ability. Batman and Robin quickly find their next clue on a TV announcement relating to spots and dots. They arrive on the scene ready to stop the Polka Dot Man yet again, but they are met with another one of his super dots. This time it produces a blinding ball of light. Using this opportunity as an escape, Polka Dot throws a white dot on the floor and it encases him in a giant hard bubble that flies him away to safety. As you can see, this guy has a very wide range of abilities that change depending on the dot color and size. One pattern he does is steal from places that have some sort of dot-related aspect to them. For example, a domino factory or something like that. This is pretty similar to how Two-Face does these things since he always commits his crimes based on the number 2. Anyways, Polka Dot Man is pretty successful with his crimes and is able to evade Batman and Robin. They even tried splitting up to have a better chance at capturing him, but after Robin tries to fight him off, Polka Dot Man simply throws another dot that splits into many different floating fists that punch Robin repeatedly. This is by far one of his weirdest and most ridiculous powers I've seen him use so far. Since the Polka Dot Man got away on foot, Robin figures that he's getting too cocky, which makes sense as he's gotten away with every crime thus far. Later, Robin figures that he should get a leopard to fight against him since he figures it would be ironic for him to be thwarted that way. Which is true, but still weird nonetheless. He is of course defeated yet again, this time with the sleeping gas Polka Dot. As Robin wakes up, he is trapped in a cell and is told to write a letter to Batman to bait him into a trap. He told his henchman that the letter was a trap to capture Batman by adding a bit of mud to the letter so that he can scan it and find their hideout place and fall right into Polka Dot's hands. Sure enough, Robin had written a letter to Batman as Polka Dot Man had instructed, saying, quote, "Mr. Polka Dot Man has taken me prisoner. He boasts that you will never stop his next and greatest dot crime." However, as he wrote this down, he had also added holes to the page in secret. When Batman had seen the letter, he had also noticed these dots that Robin had wrote. These dots were in fact a code signal that was actually Braille, to which it had warned Batman that this whole scheme was a trap. Batman had seen this warning and was able to carefully approach in and surprise Polka Dot Man instead. He quickly subdues him by using his flash batarang to quickly counteract his dots since he was ready this time. After imprisoning him, the dynamic duo realized that his crime locations had a stick figure pattern, showing that they deciphered his pattern of a human-looking figure as a metaphor to rule the crime world of the city. This is where his first issue appearance ends. After this, he hasn't had a significant role in the comics as he has been deemed more of a D-tier Batman villain. In Batman the Widening Gyre number 4 in 2010, he seemed to have retired from his days of villainy, which shows a more cool and serious tone, albeit only for a brief panel. Arguably his most iconic panel to the few people who know him in the comics is from Batman GCPD number 1, in which he is depicted as a joke villain, just like in almost every other comic book appearance after the Silver Age. He's such a joke in this issue that he is literally just wearing a costume with polka dots, not an actual suit that has some special polka dot powers or anything. He is seen carrying a baseball bat, about to hit somebody until Harvey Bullock shows up and excessively beats him with his own bat, which is actually violating police laws. He actually broke his finger and seriously injured him in this issue. This could have been a fake person copying the original Polka Dot Man's image, although it isn't exactly clear in this issue. I personally found out about Polka Dot Man back when the show Batman the Brave and the Bold was on TV. He had some minor appearances in the show, however we can sometimes see his powers, albeit a few brief seconds. He was once a very obscure character in the world of comics until the recent The Suicide Squad movie hit theaters with him as one of the main characters. Without spoiling too much about his character, I'll only mention a few brief details about him from the movie to not spoil major details. While in the comics he uses a suit that allows him to control spots filled with wires and technological adjustments, in the movie it's a bit different. He has an interdimensional virus that has infected him with dots all over his body, to which he has to throw them up every once in a while to stay alive. This is similar to The Spot, another villain I reviewed in another video a while back. The Spot can hone into his very own dimension and has some sort of interdimensional virus of his own, although it is very controllable in his case. Anyways, in the movie, Polka Dot Man hones these spots through some gear on his wrist that help concentrate the dots into a singular area. This allows him to disintegrate whatever is in front of him in seconds. This is basically the only power he has displayed in the film, unfortunately. I personally would have liked to see other uses of his polka dots like we have seen in the old comic books. Well guys, that's it for this video. I really would like to know what you think of Polka Dot Man. For those of you who have seen the recent Suicide Squad movie, would you like to see more of him? I think he would make a pretty cool villain if done right, maybe even with a cool name like Polka or Color Shift or something like that. They could turn him into a very sinister villain with added depth to the character. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.